Eat your heart out, YouTube. This is Cannibal Red coming at you with quick battle number 5. This is our second battle with this team, so let's go over it really quick. We've got Chandelure, Miltank, Mega Aerodactyl, Pukamuku, Delmise, and in the final slot we have Bruxish, who is a boss. Now our opponent is bringing Decidueye, Honchkrow, Garchomp, Silvally, Serena, and Vaporeon. So I'm not really sure what he was going to lead right here. So I just decided it would be best to lead with Pukamuku, knowing that if I have to take damage, something else will have to take it too. So he actually leads off with the Decidueye, which is not really great as far as typing goes for my Pukamuku. So I just figure I'll recover on the first turn, and maybe he'll one-shot me and end up dying. Maybe I'll just take damage and recover it off. So he goes for the Sunny Day, and my recover does nothing, but now the sun is up, which tells me he is going to go for the Solar Beam on the next turn. So he goes for the Solar Beam, and I'm expecting to die. But unfortunately for me, I live on 24. So I say unfortunately because if I had died, he would have taken all of my HP back because of my ability. So I did set up the light screen on that turn in the off chance that I did survive, just to go ahead and give whoever came in afterwards a chance against the Solar Beam. So he goes for the Solar Beam again and takes out Pukamuku and takes 22% in return. Not as much as it would have been if I had been at full health. That would have been really nice, but the light screen is up, so I don't have much to fear. So I decide I'm just going to go ahead and bring in Chandelure here and go for a flamethrower. Now, if he stays in, he's definitely dying, but most likely he was going to switch into the Vaporeon, but I figured in the sun, from a Chandelure max special attack, this is still going to do good damage even to something like a Vaporeon. So Vaporeon comes in and ends up taking a pretty good amount from the flamethrower thanks to the sun. So I was really excited about that. He took 31%. So I have to switch out of here, and I decide Delmise is my bro in this situation. So out comes Delmise as the Vaporeon goes for a Surf. Now this is really interesting that he's not running Scald. It kind of tells me he's looking for more damage output than he is relying on that burn. So I'm not really sure what to expect, but I'm definitely just going to stay in and go for the Power Whip, knowing I can one-shot him, even at full HP, as long as the Power Whip connects. So on the next turn we see the Blizzard happen. I take a pretty good amount, but definitely going to live it because the Vaporeon does not have Stab for that move, and the Power Whip connects and Vaporeon goes down. So really big deal for me, seeing that huge wall out of the way, although I am convinced that the Vaporeon was actually an offensive variant, seeing the moveset that he was using. So we see the leftovers as Delmise is sitting pretty comfortably at the end of this matchup. And now actually the Decidueye comes back in. Now I'm expecting a Ghost type move, maybe a Ghost type Z move, so I just go ahead and switch straight out into Miltank. Now, Miltank here would not take any damage if he did get hit by the Ghost-type move, and really no matter what happens, he's going to tank it pretty hard because that's what Miltank does. Now, we do see the Acrobatics happen, and basically does nothing. It does 10%. Miltank can take those all day long, so I don't have much to fear here. Now, I decide that I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Toxic, knowing I can outstall him. And so the Toxic connects, and Decidueye goes for the Solar Beam. Now this is perfect for me because I have Protect on Miltank, so I can just Protect next turn. His Solar Beam is going to do absolutely nothing to me, and pretty much just say I have the perfect matchup against Decidueye. And I am running Scrappy, so I would be able to hit him even though he is Ghost type on an offensive move. So on this turn, I figure he's probably going to switch out. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a little ahead of myself. But the Protect, the Solar Beam, and nothing really happens because Miltank is just a monster like that. So he sees he has nothing for us here, so I'm expecting a switch, which means I'm just going to go for the offensive move. If he stays in, he takes damage. If he switches out, whatever comes in is going to have to take the Body Slam that I'm dishing out. So in comes Garchomp. Now, I thought this was a pretty interesting matchup, seeing as I am physically tanky and can probably handle at least one of whatever Garchomp has. We do get a little bit of damage off on him with our Body Slam, but we don't get the Para, and we do see him go for the Mega Garchomp. Now this is a little bit scary because Mega Garchomp is strong enough to probably take us out, so I go for the Protect, scouting out to see what this Garchomp wants to do, and he does go for the Earthquake as expected, and we didn't have to take anything, and now we know he's Mega and he's got EQ, so our best bet here is to switch out and go into our Delmise once more, who can probably handle an Earthquake just fine, seeing as he is a huge defensive monster and he's got type advantage. So we take the EQ. It doesn't do pretty much anything. It does 22%, so Delmise is tanking that pretty darn well. And right here, he reveals something very, very important to us on this upcoming turn. And that's the Flamethrower. So Flamethrower from the Mega Garchomp means we're seeing a mixed set. Now, why is it so important to know that he's running a mixed set? It's absolutely worth losing the Delmise, let me tell you that. Because if he's running a mixed set, it means that his investment is really, really weird. So he probably doesn't have max speed. Now, he and Bruxish tie at base, like, oh, sorry, base whatever. I don't know what it was. I didn't look. But they had the same base stats, so their speed was exactly the same, which means that I had to count on his EV spread being weird because of the mixed attack set that I would outspeed. And I did outspeed Connect the Ice Fang, and he went down. In comes Decidueye here, and I just go ahead for the crunch. I know I outspeed Decidueye. For those that didn't know, Bruxish is pretty fast. He's got the same base speed as the Mega Garchomp that we saw, so he's pretty much just cleaning up the field right now. As Serena comes in, I decide I know I outspeed, but I don't want to risk missing my Ice Fang, so I'm just going to go ahead and switch out and bring in the Miltank, who can pretty much tank whatever Serena has, although it does pack the high jump kick, so let's remember that. Now I went for the Aromatherapy on this turn. I'm not really sure why, but on this next turn, I'm definitely expecting a high jump kick, so I just go for the Protect. And the high jump kick does come out, so that's usually what these guys pack. And protecting against the high jump kick means it's going to take 50% in recoil, so that's really, really good for me. Again, Miltank with the Protect just giving us a perfect matchup. I feel pretty safe here switching into Chandelure. If he's going to go for the high jump kick again, we're Ghost type, so it won't hurt us. And no matter what he does, we do have type advantage right here, so I really didn't think it could do anything, as he goes for the Sunny Day. Now, switching in our Chandelure on his Sunny Day turn is pretty much the best, because it means we're getting a huge, huge boost once again off that fire typing. So definitely down goes Serena, who would have been like one-shotted 3 or 4 times over probably. I don't know. We were doing huge amounts of damage against that thing. In comes Silvally, and this is Electric Silvally for those that are not aware, which is all of you. So I go for the Flamethrower, thinking in the sun it might take out the Silvally even without a type advantage, but unfortunately, we didn't see that, as Silvally goes for the Parting Shot, which lowers our special attack by 1. Now, we are Choice Scarf, so we cannot do anything except Flamethrower at this point, and we are sitting at -1. But Silvally went down because of the Parting Shot, and in comes Honchkrow. Now, he definitely has the type advantage, and at this point, I'm thinking Chandelure, as long as you can get a shot off, I'll let you go down. So the Flamethrower happens, doesn't KO him, but does a huge amount of damage, and we see the Z move coming from the Honchkrow, the Black Hole Eclipse, which is absolutely one-shotting our Chandelure, who is frail as a butterfly. So we do lose Chandelure, but right now we're sitting up against a really, really weak Honchkrow, and I'm hoping as long as I can outspeed it, we can do pretty well. So I bring in Aerodactyl, who's going to go Mega and attack. Now, the only thing that could happen against us right here is this +1 Moxie boosted Honchkrow could go for Sucker Punch if he has it. But if he did Sucker Punch, I did the calcs, would do 80% to our Mega Aerodactyl, so it was a possibility for us to go down right here if he had a crit on the Sucker Punch. Fortunately for us, he decided not to Sucker Punch, or he wasn't packing it in the moveset, and he goes down, getting outsped by our Aerodactyl and taking the Dragon Claw. Now, his last Pokemon, Silvally, comes in. It's Electric Silvally, so I'm just going to EQ. Not that it would matter. Anything would take him out from this range. So Silvally goes down, and Aerodactyl comes in to sweep up at the end right there. This was a really, really good game. I super, super enjoyed it, and I really hope you guys did too. I think that it really showed off some great Pokemon, some great plays, actually, for us. Our Miltank with the Protect, just showing that having Protect on your team blocked the high jump kick, absolutely stopped Solar Beam in its tracks. So having Protect, even in singles, is still good, guys. I really, really recommend maybe having that one Stolly Pokemon that can come in and have that Protect utility. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna have one more battle with this team that I'm really, really getting used to. In the first battle, we didn't have max EVs on Aerodactyl, but I've changed it, so we're actually max speed, max attack on Aerodactyl as it should be, so we can outspeed Tapu Kokos, which is important. And I've been doing it all day long, and I really hope I can capture one of those on video for you guys. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I'll catch you next time.